Hello, Hedge, Chech, Ken here from TheRack.co, and today we are unboxing, breaking down, and putting head-to-head two of Notorious Lift's newest models or lifting footwear models, the brand new Sumo Sole Gen 5 and the Notorious Lifters Gen 3. By the end of this video, I hope you'll be able to decide which is best for your use case. So TheRack.co is a strength stuff depot and we specialize in awesome strength training equipment, whether for home gyms or commercial facilities. We also happen to carry a lot of cool lifting gear, apparel, and nutrition, all related to strength training. TheRack.co is the exclusive distributor and authorized retailer of Notorious Lift here in the Philippines. That means every pair you see today is the real deal, genuine, non-clone, factory fresh, and backed by our product support guarantee. If you're interested to be updated with the new stuff on stock, the promos on deals on offer, tutorials, and more videos of first impressions, comparison videos, unboxing, and ownership reviews, please consider liking this video. Subscribe, then turn on that notification on this youtube.com/@therack.co.ph channel. You may also connect with us through FB, IG, and TikTok at therack.co.ph, or you may join our newsletter at therack.co to get updates straight to your email. As a backgrounder, Notorious Lift grew from the strength sport of powerlifting back in 2019 by Joe Chow, a competitive powerlifter and the world record deadlift holder in the 67 kilo class. Notorious Lift became the lifting community's favorite go-to lifting footwear to resolve every serious lifter's issues with shoes. The need for better feel of the floor and the necessary grip for utmost stability and confidence during training and in competition. A company that started in his living room with boxes stacked along every wall, and a few years of developments later, Notorious Lift today basically supports four main model lines. Number one, the Notorious Lifters, their entry-level minimalist lifting footwear. Number two, the Sumo Sole Gen line, NL's more serious training and competitive powerlifting line. Number three, Radix and Radix Pro, the overall athletic barefoot shoes offering. And number four, our Ronin Lifters, the more structured and stiff-heeled squat shoes. Today, we'll be taking a look at the newest iteration of the Notorious Lifters line, the Gen 3, and their newest premium Sumo Sole Gen model, SSG5. I have here the first model, the new model that we're gonna discuss right now, and it's the Notorious Lifters Gen 3, or the NLG3 for short. As usual with any of the Notorious Lift new models, they will usually come in two colorways. The first is, and I know this is sort of an unboxing, but it's looking like it's more of an unwrapping. Most of these Notorious Lifters line usually come in this packaging, just so obviously it can also save some cost right there, because these are entry level. So anyone who's more of the minimalist lifting footwear feel, this is going to be one of your first models to try out. With that said, I have here my first colorway, and this is coming in pure white. So let me get that out of the tables first. I have here the Notorious Lifters Gen 3. And I am also going to be taking out the Notorious Lifters Gen 3 NLG3 in, let me see, I think it's stealth. So for Notorious Lifters, stealth usually means that it's going to be in an overall black colorway, but then the logos and all of the labels are in a different color. Usually silver. Right now it's actually in white. Oh, and there's actually one thing that I'd like to mention is that in every bag there is I guess this bag, something that you could place your shoes in so that you could put it inside your gym bag. Yeah, so let me just take that off right now. In previous models like the NLG2X, I don't think they had that free bag, but at least now you have somewhere clean to place your shoes after every use. Okay, so a few things to describe what the Notorious Lifters Gen 3 are. I guess first one that I notice versus the NLG2X is that the upper structure is actually quite different. That has a little bit more of like a shoe-like feel, where in this one, when I guess when I try and feel out the upper structure, it feels like one of the earlier versions of the Notorious Lift line. It feels like an upper structure that is more sock-like feel. While this would provide really a more snug feel, I would think that after like a few times of use, this would do a little bit of expansion. So you're gonna have to expect that as well. In terms of the dual straps, again, these are also done in dual straps. They are still in faux leather. One thing I know that is new is that they do have this, I think, a pull strap a segment here where there is some rubber layer where you can easily tack your hands into and open. Again, still steel buckle right there. Dual straps to keep your feet snug. Another thing that would be great to mention is usually for the Notorious Lifters line, they do look like they are in, how do I say this, size D of a width for the shoe. So they are looking like they're more of a traditional fitting shoe, a little bit more narrow. I would see that people who would like to use this would generally have to expect that this will feel a little bit narrow, more snug, more than the other wide foot bare shoe offerings from Notorious Lift. Another thing that I see right here is probably the faux leather cup or heel structure. They do come in a little bit stiffer, as I guess recall from the Notorious Lifters Gen 2X. Here on the outsole, based on Notorious Lift, they say that this is coming from a new material when compared to the NLG2X. This will have the Novos Grip Tech. The outsole right here has a, I believe, like a tread distance of about 3.8 millimeters. I believe that is something that's a little bit thicker than the previous model. But when you compare the pattern on the outsole right here, it's very much more simple than the other herringbone threading that most Notorious Lift shoes come with. As most Notorious Lift line, this is their entry-level minimalist footwear. These will come very flat, which means they are zero drop. So the distance from your heel to the toe box right here is, there's no distance difference. So it is zero drop. Also, taking a look at the shoe, based on what's mostly in the market, they have very minimal lateral support right here, which means if you were a serious sumo deadlift person, you're not doing conventional deadlifts, or if you were squatting and you were doing more of a wider squat foot position, maybe this is something that you should not consider. So if you were picking up these Notorious Lifters Gen 3, I would suggest that maybe this is really for a gym-only footwear. I believe that the stiffness of how, it is pretty flexible, but I think with how the outsole right here is pretty stiff, it's not going to be too comfortable walking around very unstable surfaces, those with high texture and very, I guess, hard surfaces like solid cement. It's really not something that I would like using for a very long time. So yeah, this is going to be just a gym-only footwear. Lastly, just to summarize, who is this Notorious Lifters Gen 3 for? Number one, if you are a lifting footwear noob and you want to try it out with the most affordable model, the NLG3 is for you. If you prefer the slipper feel more than a shoe feel, this is your shoes. If your feet are more narrow and the fit of traditional sports shoes is what you prefer, then the NLG3 is also for you. Lastly, if you do conventional deadlifts as opposed to sumo deadlifts, or use more narrow feet position for your squats versus something that's wider, then you can use these Notorious Lifters Gen 3. Now let's move on to the Notorious Lifters Gen 3 and move on to the Sumo Sole Gen 5. I have here the Sumo Sole Gen 5, and because they are more towards the premium offering of the Notorious Lift, they will generally come in a box. Now when you take a look and open the box, we open that right here. Nothing very special really, but opening it up, I think the general direction of the look seems a little bit more different. I believe that these are actually the first time that I've seen the fonts being used differently for Notorious Lift. I have here the Stealth. As previously mentioned, the Stealth colorway will generally be on the black overall, but also at the same time with silver or white labels, texts, fonts, and the logos. So yeah, taking a look at it right here, they have this silver accents right there. Now I am going to get the pure white version of the Sumo Sole Gen 5. Also, I believe in a size 43, just so we can compare both accurately. Having here the white version or the pure white version. Now for me, generally, I like pure white or the white ensemble. When using these, some will have a lot of concern dirtying these up, but I do have like a few of these Notorious Lifts in white, and I feel like even if they do get dirty, generally they still look pretty good. Okay, so there are a few things to really discuss with the Sumo Sole Gen 5. One of the things that would really make this more special than the Sumo Sole Gen 4 is the what they say is the herringbone traction here created by the proprietary rubber blend, which is the Novus 3.0 Grip Tech. They say that this is 15% much grippier than the last version and 10% more durable. Based on recommendations of Notorious Lift, when you are lifting 3 to 4 times a week, you should think about having these between 12 to 24 months. And for someone to consider replacing the shoe, generally people would like to take a look at how much wear the outsoles will look like. That's number one. Number two, the Novus 3.0 Grip Tech was first introduced with the Radix Pro line. On the SSG4, what they used was the Novus 2.0 Grip Tech. I'm not so much privy as to what the differences are, but I'll take their word for it in terms of the increased durability and also grip. Another thing that's very obvious with the shoe is obviously it is quite wide. Even with the toe box right here, it is in the size double E wide. Even on the midsole and also here on the heel, I do feel like these are a little bit wider. This would really be great for some of our clients that we've actually talked to about these Notorious Lift shoes, and that I think based on the Sumo Sole Gen 3, the toe box was quite wide, but then when there would be like a large person trying to fit their large feet here, generally they would have difficulty with the Sumo Sole Gen 3. Very happy with what they did with SSG4 and right now with SSG5 that it does look a little bit wider. Though I do hope that when using these shoes is that if they feel like with these shoes, do their feet move inside the overall shoe. Hopefully these dual straps right here will do well to keep your feet snug on the shoes. Another thing that is quite apparent differences with the Sumo Sole Gen 4 is that the dual straps right here are actually not faux leather anymore. I feel like they are TPU. So I think SSG4 also has these pull straps, this textured rubber lining right here to make it much easier for people to pull without damaging the straps from, you know, putting on and pulling from using this over and over again. In terms of also the faux leather, they've also taken it away from the heel. This is also, this heel structure right here is done in TPU. TPU is a type of plastic that is much lighter and more flexible, and I believe that they have used that to provide the shape in the heel. With a little bit of subjective observation, I feel like the SSG4 is a little bit stiffer on the sole or the structure of the shoe versus the Sumo Sole Gen 5. So I really do not know how that will translate to powerlifters who will be using this. One of the big differences also with this model, this newest model, is that they say that the upper structure is a little bit more breathable, actually a lot more breathable, as they say that these holes right here are laser cut, providing obviously more breathability, but also adds to the lightness of the shoe. Another thing to mention about the Sumo Sole Gen line is that I believe they have a more pronounced lateral support structure. So people who are doing more sumo deadlifts, have wider stances in their squats, should find this shoe more forgiving in that this upper side will not roll over your feet. So that is something to take into consideration when considering what shoe is better for you. In terms of the sole, I think I'm just gonna pick up the black better right here, the stealth, because it does clear out better on the camera. The stack height right here is the same with the Notorious Lifters Gen 3 in that the stack height is 3.8 millimeters. Still very thin, but I do find this a little bit more forgiving because I feel like the tread distance is a lot farther away. Still, total stack height of 3.8 millimeters. These Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 5s are IPF and USAPL approved. So these are not only meant to be used for accessory work and also training for powerlifting competitions, but they can be used in exactly on those events. Not really sure, as I believe that for the equipment that's being used in these competitions, as well as some other gears, the IPF tends to be a little bit more strict with these standards. I'm not really sure if they are as strict in their shoes. Lastly, one of the things that I sort of feel like is a use-utility difference that I love is that these tongues are in that same knit structure, and they are one with the entire shoe. I like how these pull tabs look. I love that it's so easy to pull. So whenever you put your feet in, this tongue catches to your feet. At least these pull tabs are very much easier to pull, and overall, I like how it looks. This Notorious Lift Sumo Sole Gen 5, who is this for? Number one, if you need an upgrade that will not only suit you for your lifting training days, but also in preparation for and during a competition, these Sumo Sole Gen 5s are for you. If you need a gym-only lifting footwear, because I don't want to be using this outside, as I feel like when I use this outside in highly textured flooring, these may tend to get uncomfortable. So yes, if you're looking for a gym-only shoe, this is a great model for you. Number three, if you have wide feet and do not like traditional fitting shoes, this is a great model for you. If you pull sumo deadlifts or generally have wider stances for your squats, again, Sumo Sole Gen 5 is for you. In summary, as a head-to-head, which one is for you? Pick the Sumo Sole Gen 5 right here if you like room to splay your toes. Use sumo pull or you have wide stances for your squats. If you are a bit more experienced or serious and possibly already competing in strength sports, then the SSG5 is the perfect move for you. To pick the Notorious Lifters Gen 3, you prefer a snug, traditional, locked-in fit, then these are for you. You love doing conventional pulls than you are doing sumo pulls. You want a slipper that disappears on your foot and just lets you lift. If you have any standard width foot and you don't need extra splay room, if you're a lifting footwear noob and want to get in the most affordable way, then the NLG3 is perfect for you. Both of these shoes are zero drop, both are 3.8 millimeters off the floor. Both are built on the same Novus Grip Tech philosophy, but obviously I still find that the SSG5 would provide better traction with the 3.0 version. Now, the difference really is the fit and the stance that you use for your powerlifting. So pick the shape that matches yours. If you want to actually try these on before you commit to the Sumo Sole Gen 5, the Notorious Lifters Gen 3, or any other Notorious Lift models, including the Radix Pro and the Ronin Lifters, they are available inside the Rack.co's Buhat Buhat Basement, our showroom, store, and by appointment strength training studio. So come slip them on, stand in them, pull a warm-up set. We'd rather you walk out with the right pair than guess online. The Rack.co is a strength stuff depot and we specialize in awesome strength training equipment, whether for home gyms or commercial facilities. We also happen to carry a lot of cool lifting gear, apparel, and nutrition, all related to strength training. The Rack.co is the exclusive distributor of Notorious Lift in the Philippines. So again, if you want to stay updated with the new stuff on stock, the promos and deals on offer, tutorials, comparison videos, unboxing, and ownership reviews, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on that notification right here on the youtube.com/@therack.co.ph channel. You may also connect with us on FB, IG, and TikTok at therack.co.ph and join our newsletter at therack.co for updates straight to your inbox. Again, this is Ken from therack.co and thank you for watching this unboxing, this breakdown, and discussion of the newest Notorious Lift models, the Notorious Lifters Gen 3 right here, and the more premium line, the Sumo Sole Gen 5. Lift heavy, lift smart, keep safe, and we'll see you again soon at the Buhat Buhat Basement.